The gym really is just a metaphor for life. And I wish I would have realized this sooner, because it probably would have saved me a lot of mental suffering and a lot of wasted time. And for those of you who don't know me, I'll toss my credentials up on screen. I'm wearing a sweatshirt because I'm working remotely in Brazil right now, and it's getting pretty cold here. So I'll be moving on soon. So I've been lifting for about 10 years now, and I didn't really ever stop and think about how I could apply what I'm learning from the gym to anything else in my life other than just the gym. And I really wish I did sooner, because it probably would have helped me with a lot of other aspects of my life. And recently I've seen a lot of people like Naval, Danko, talking about the interconnectedness of the world. And that kind of just led me to think about how I can relate my past experiences to what I'm going through now and future stuff. And that really just made me realize how many lessons I learned from the gym that are applicable to all of life. So the first one is progressive overload. This is the main driving factor behind why we make gains in the gym. You need to be increasing the weight or increasing the reps or even sets every workout or every week to get stronger, bigger, whatever. If you're not doing that, you will not progress in the gym. And that's exactly how it works in life too. If you're not going beyond your current capabilities in whatever you're doing, you're not gonna grow. So say you're trying to learn a new skill, if you just stay with what you know and you don't push beyond your boundaries, you're not gonna learn more, you're not gonna grow. You have to be able to get uncomfortable and push yourself beyond what you already know and what you're capable of to be able to grow that skill and learn more. And just like with the gym, it is uncomfortable. It doesn't necessarily feel good to push beyond your capabilities, but that's exactly what you have to do. If you don't, you're not gonna grow in the gym, you're not gonna grow mentally, you're not gonna grow in life. So you have to just keep pushing beyond what you're already capable of. Number 2 is diet. If you're eating a shitty diet, you're not gonna make good progress in the gym. If you're not hitting your protein, if you're eating too much fat, too much junk food, if you're drinking too much, you're not gonna make the progress that you should. And this applies to life in 2 ways actually. One, the diet directly. If you're not eating good food, you're putting shit in your body, your brain is not gonna be functioning as well as it can. And more importantly is your information diet. The information that you intake on a daily basis shapes your reality. If you're watching the news all day and listening to people get angry, you're gonna be an angry person, you're gonna be agitated easily, and you're gonna be thinking about politics all day. If you're scrolling on social media watching nonsense, you're not gonna have new ideas to help you progress further in your career and just have better thoughts in general. If you can't sit down and read a book for 10 minutes a day and your main information is coming from short form content, your focus is gonna be all over the place and you're not gonna be able to lock in for 30 to 60 minutes and make meaningful progress on a task. Next one is discipline. This one's pretty obvious, everyone talks about it. And yes, you need discipline at first in the gym, but it's likely that if you've been going to the gym for a few years, you don't really need to be disciplined anymore. You enjoy going to the gym, you look forward to it, you like to work out, so it's not too hard to get to the gym. You don't really need discipline. And that's pretty annoying when people are like, oh, you need discipline to keep going to the gym. Bro, if you've been lifting for 3 to 4 years, chances are you're not disciplined about it anymore. It's just a habit, it's a way of life, it's easy for you. That's when you need to apply the discipline that you learned in the beginning to other areas of your life. Because when you start a work project, start learning a new skill, it's hard at first. That's when you need the discipline. And you need to think back to when you first started in the gym and you're like, man, this is hard, like it's uncomfortable, it doesn't feel good, I'm not seeing any progress. That's when the discipline was needed. It's in the beginning, not when you've been doing something for 5 to 10 years and you're good at it. Then it's just a way of life, it's easy. So you need to think back to when you first started the gym. Think about how uncomfortable it was, how difficult it was. You're upset you weren't seeing progress. And that's exactly what it's like to start something difficult in life. You don't know when you're gonna see progress. It's hard, it sucks, doesn't feel good. And that's kind of where I'm at right now with YouTube. I'm enjoying it because it's still new and novel, but I'm not seeing insane progress and it's difficult. It's a new skill that I have to learn. So I could easily just give up and be like, I didn't see the progress I wanted in 3 months. But then I was thinking about the gym. You don't see the progress you want in the gym in 3 months. You got to keep going. So when you can adopt that mindset of good things take time, good things are hard in the beginning, there's an initial launch period, and then you can just stick with something much easier. Next is rest and recovery. If you're going to the gym 7 days a week for 2 to 3 hours a day, you're not stretching, you're not giving your body a break, your body will break down. And that's exactly how it works with your mental. You cannot go 24/7, 7 days a week without resting, relaxing, giving yourself a break, recovering, without burning out or just doing shitty work. Because a lot of people think they can just power through, but if you're not taking time to unwind and recover, then your work is either not going to be good or you're just eventually going to crash and burn. So that means you need to be taking time at night to recover, give yourself a mental break, whether that's just shutting your brain off and watching some nonsense on Netflix, hanging out with friends or family, or just doing something in life that isn't hard mental focused work, but lights you up, gives you energy instead of drains it. And when you can balance hard focused work with rest and recovery, that's when you see the most progress. Just like the gym, I realized that when I was going hard 24/7, my body was breaking down and my mental was breaking down. But when you allow yourself to take some breaks, you're not going balls to the walls 24/7, and you give yourself a bit of a break, you see more progress because your body adapts, your mind adapts, and it's just a more sustainable way to see progress over the long term. And lastly is the time horizon. Briefly mentioned this earlier, but going to the gym, building the body you want takes time. You're not going to achieve the body of your dreams in 3 months, 6 months, a year, even 3 to 5 years. It takes a long time, and life is exactly like that. Anything great worth building takes time. Again, I was reminding myself with YouTube, I'm not going to see the channel growth that I want within 3 months, 6 months, probably even a year, which sucks to think about. But when I look back on my gym progress, yeah, I looked good within a year, but I did not look like what I look like now, and I did not see quite the strength gains or the physique gains that I thought I would in a year because my perception of time was warped. But when you can expand that time horizon and you realize that good things take time, you kind of come to grips with the fact that, oh, I have to do this for the rest of my life or for a long period of time. And what's the alternative? You're just not going to do it. So you might as well just get into the mindset that you're going to have to stick with this for quite some time before you see the meaningful progress. But the alternative is not doing it at all. So you really have no choice. Good things take time. Most people are not willing to stick with it long enough to see the meaningful progress. So if you're able to stick it out, you'll beat 99% of people just through the grit alone. And there's definitely more than 5 lessons that you can take from the gym and apply to your life. But these are the biggest ones that I've realized in my life have made the most difference. And they're kind of just reminders that I tell myself whenever I have moments of weakness. Like, yes, this is going to take time. Yes, this is harder than I thought. Yes, the initial launch period is harder than you thought. And if you can just keep reminding yourself that what you went through in the gym is applicable to the rest of your life, it just makes the whole shitty process much easier. Maybe you have a specific problem you're going through right now. Think about maybe a problem you had in the gym that you had to overcome and how you can apply that to your current life situation now. I'm out of breath from walking up the sand. I got to do some more cardio, and that's all for now. I got to go get some work done and exercise later, and we stay dialed. Peace.